Hey everyone, welcome back to the Door 59 channel. Here we take a look at action figures new and old and figure out which ones are still worth owning today. And today, in honor of the upcoming Mortal Kombat 2 movie coming out, I figured it'd be a good time to look back at the old Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat line. And I say old because I think it started about probably 7 or 8 years ago with Scorpion here, this one being their main first release. And for me, it's a little bit of a biased review. Mortal Kombat's one of my favorite games of all time, and Scorpion is my favorite video game character of all time. And when these came out, it was a no brainer for me to buy him right away. I think I remember at the time he MSRP'd for about $56, which was still a pretty decent amount for a higher end action figure about 7 years ago. In the following years, I've seen him go up to $650 on eBay. I think right now he's a little bit more subtle, probably closer to around 400 new and maybe like 350 used. And they did come out with a few variations of him. I do think this original one was the best one. They did all of the ninjas at the time. And it still sucks to know that Storm Collectibles, at some point in the last 2 years, lost a Mortal Kombat license. I still think to this day there's no official announcement, but um, customers noticed that Mortal Kombat was removed as a license on Storm Collectibles website. So hopefully something they get back because I do think they did an amazing job with the figures themselves. They could have done a much better job of the range of characters that they worked on. For example, like Mortal Kombat's known for kind of copying and pasting the sprites of the ninjas, which are the best sellers, and Storm Collectibles leaned a little bit too heavy into the ninjas. And while they did expand the line to other characters, they definitely missed out on a lot of them. So I wasn't really expecting this to be a history lesson, but it's all kind of coming to me. At the time, Storm Collectibles was around as a company, but I'm pretty sure Mortal Kombat kind of put them on the map. I remember going on Storm's website back in the day. They came around 2010, and then these lines like the Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter came out right around 2015, 16. But I remember seeing on their website, I think they had Rocky action figures and maybe a Hulk Hogan or a Mike Tyson. Just things, figures that really didn't put them on the map for me. But as soon as Mortal Kombat hit and I saw they had the Street Fighter line as well, that was a no brainer to me for me. And and they're still pumping out some pretty solid Street Fighter stuff today. But as a brand, they've definitely leaned into like the some of the other fighting lines like Tekken, Street Fighter, and some of these other ones that I'm not even too familiar with. And as for Mortal Kombat action figures, I could be wrong, but I really don't think we saw anything from the 1992 days GI Joe style Mortal Kombat figures that came out with the movies. The Jada toys did have the license for a bit and did a little work there. I think those were also 3 3/4. They might have been like a notch bigger, make maybe 4 inch. Jada did a 3 3/4, and then also I think they had a 6 inch scale, but the 3 3/4 were definitely the better ones there. And then we had some weird ones come around with the Scorpion Sub Zero Hot Topic. I think that was more of a one off. I'll find a photo of that. I actually own those figures still in a box. But getting into this guy here, starting with the sculpt, it's done really well. So you have the soft goods here on the gi that he's wearing. It's more of a soft plastic here that comes down pretty good. And just keep in mind, this figure is about maybe 8 9 years old. So in my opinion, he's holding up pretty well. He's got some good use too. But you can see it's painted on the inside there. It's textured on the outside with this grid pattern, which is a little bit more from Mortal Kombat 2, which I do think is the best look for most of the ninjas. Um, that sculpt continues here into the belt. This is all painted and sculpted lines here as well. Um, the soft plastic gi on top also continues with this lower level of soft plastic here, giving you good range for movement. No problems there. And then the rest of this is hard plastic with the knee pads down to the foot, the arms, and then you do have more soft plastic in the head here, which I'll show you a little bit about. And then so everything's sculpted really well. The arms, the legs, and then even the chest here, the torso. So like you could in theory remove the gi here, which looks good. Sculpting in the back there too. These wrist guards are also soft plastic. They can be removed or kept on there. But even the paint's done really well on this. There's probably some markups from me handling him over the years, and things like this. I don't know if that's from the original figure itself. Like it's definitely not painted perfectly along like these black lines. Like you'll see some yellow paint spilling over, but there's also not a ton of paint on them. You really just look anything yellow is usually painted. Pretty much going to be painted here. But this little arm guard here is also painted. It's very clean work there. And the knee pads, there's a good amount of wash applied to everything. You know, he looks a little bit beat up, which is a really good look. And then getting into the articulation here. So starting with the head, here's him looking up here. You're not going to get too much range there. His head is on a ball peg. That's not going to go up much. You kind of see the inside. Looking down, pretty decent. He does have a butterfly shoulder in there. It's a little bit, it's hidden under the soft gi, but the shoulders do go back to about there and then come forward to about there. He has a bicep swivel that works really well. Everything sits flush. The elbow bends way past 90, which is nice. It's a double jointed elbow, which looks pretty flush. Like, I think they did a pretty good job with it. I feel like that's the same joint that Storm uses today. It's a little bit exposing on the front, but I think it looks overall pretty good. Ball and hinge in the hand here. Pretty much all the movement you would need. In the torso here, he's also on a ball peg again, and so you do get some good side to side flexibility. Bending backwards, he goes to about there, and then bending forward to about there. Yeah, that seems to be it. Not bad. And in the legs here, again, this is soft plastic, so you're going to be able to get that splitting motion or more of a kicking for him. But you're able to get that. And then the in there, it's on a kind of a tri ball peg, one connecting to the upper torso and then two connecting into the hips. So you get pretty decent movement. Like he'll be able to kick straight forward, and then you can also kick straight backwards with everything look concealed and working pretty well. For the knee, it's another double ball peg. It's another double hinge, which is pretty good. Won't quite come up to his butt there, but that's totally fine. The knee looks really good there too. Everything's just painted black except the kneecap. That flows really well. And then down to the ankle rocker here, it's definitely a little bit more of an old school style ankle rocker without the peg going in. So it's just a ball. So you're not going to get a ton. Um, you'll get enough, but yeah, like that's as far as it comes forward. That's as far as it goes backwards, side to side. You kind of got to play with it a little, but not a ton. No printing on the bottom of the feet, but you do get a toe hinge that works pretty well. And then getting into the accessories here. So you get a pretty good bunch of accessories here with him. So starting with the two fire accessories here. So this one is to get the original fatality effect of him shooting fire out of his mouth. This one also goes along with that fatality, which is pretty cool. I'll show you how that all comes together in a photo here. You get a skull to replace as an alternate head, again to perform his fatality, which looks really good. It's all hard plastic that's painted, a lot of wash and detail going in here, and the mouth does hinge. So it's honestly one of the best skulls I've seen. I collect a lot of skeleton action figures, and to have this skull just as an accessory, uh, it's a pretty strong piece. You do get an alternate mask. This is going to be more of the Mortal Kombat 1 Scorpion mask. All the ninjas came with this one and then the Mortal Kombat 2 mask. So you just see some difference there, which I'll show you. So to swap the mask out, it's super easy. You just pull right on it. You get a pretty awkward look there, and then you just slap the mask back on. And the sides go under his robe over his head here, which is also soft plastic. You can see mine's like just kind of flaying out to the side a little bit. I guess that's like kind of the one thing that's kind of affected over time. I wish I was sitting more flush like that, but it's totally fine. Um, that's the difference in that mask. You do get 4 pair of hands total. These and then the ones that he has on. So I have a fist and kind of an open grip right now. But you get these karate chopping hands, fist, more of an open fist, and then kind of these ready to spar kind of hands. Um, he does come with 2 spears. This one works pretty well. It pops out of his hand. You pop his hand off, plug this in, and then he's shooting a spear that has a little bit of blood on the end. And then here's his spear coiled up a little bit as if he's holding it. But overall, this guy, Scorpion, again, my favorite game character of all time. That's what the peg in the head looks like. And this Storm Collectibles figure is definitely one of my favorite action figures of all time. And to see it hold up for almost a decade is a really good sign. I'm really happy to see that. Really unfortunate that Storm lost the license, but what are you going to do? Here's him with the skull, the alternate skull head on, which looks really good. And then here's how you put the flame effect in. It's more of just a balance piece. It doesn't actually connect to anything. So the flame will go there, and then you put this flame on the bottom, and it sits there. Yeah, this guy gives you a ton of playability, especially when you start combining him with the other ninjas and the rest of the Mortal Kombat line. Definitely one of my all-time favorite lines. Again, sucks to kind of see it go, but hopefully one day it comes back to Storm Collectibles, unless someone else does something with it. McFarlane's doing something with Mortal Kombat right now, but I have little to no hope in that. While I think the figures look good, articulation's never been a strong suit there, and with Mortal Kombat, articulation's everything, in my opinion. I'll be quickly reviewing all of my Storm collectible figures here. So I probably won't get too much into the articulation of the other ninjas because it's all identical, but I hope this helped. And if you have any of the other Storm collectible Scorpion figures, let me know. Let me know which one's your favorite. There's a lot of battle damage versions, but they also do like an MK3, MK Ultra, and so there's a good amount of variants to choose from out there. But yeah, and if you guys like action figure photography, you could definitely check this guy out. He was the first action figure I ever took a photo of, ever posted a photo of. But my Instagram's at door.59. But I'll see you guys in the next one.